Hello, everyone, and welcome back. New position, new scenery. We are back again with the shenanigans. It has been the long awaited for me to talk about my human design, which I should have the book over here, but it's okay. I wrote most of the stuff down on this whiteboard. Maybe I should make this this should be like my real permanent spot where I'm just sitting here and I'm just like, today we're going to talk about this and how it all connects. Yeah, I might do that. I don't know. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see clearly how much is on here, but I will try my best to zoom up as much as I can during the editing process. But here we go. Okay, so human design. Who you came here to be, really. I feel like since learning about this whole human design theory, which makes a lot of sense, and I feel even more like deeper connected and so much more, just turning another page about myself is just so like mind-blowing. I feel like with astrology as fun and like what a rabbit hole that is, the human design I feel like is a lot easier way to understand while still being specific. And if you are someone who I want to say, if you really know yourself or you really want to learn about yourself honestly, then I think that you will find that there is a lot of resonating things that you will find in your human design, and that is what I found in my human design. And this is just me personally, me specifically, but it just connects. And yeah, we are going to just continue to connect the dots as we go on. But I just wanted to share this because I just thought, like, oh my God, another interesting thing, because this ties into how it was there the whole time. And it's so beeping crazy because when I was a little kid, like, it was there. It was there right in front of my face. And I was saying the words and I was doing the actions, and I just like was not looking and not seeing myself. So yeah, I'm really happy and grateful that I'm learning about this. And low key, I'm also like, should I like get into this whole entire like I want to say program, but I don't think it's not really a program. It's just like, I also don't want to say a way of life, but it's another looking glass. And yeah, well, I'm still in the learning process of it, but I'm just, the more that I find out and read into it more, the more I'm like, wow, this is just like, the picture is, the puzzle pieces are connecting, and it was connecting like, you know, in different areas, but now I'm starting to see the picture. So I'm excited. It's not fully complete, but you know, it's all about the journey, not the destination. So here we go into Karen's human design. So should I go into categories? I don't think I need to. I think I should just start off with, I should just talk about what is on the board. Because if I go into categories, this will be a very, very long video, and I don't think anyone's really paying attention to it that much to jot down the categories and why. But here are the main things, which is what I wrote on here. So in human design, there are different type of energy types. My energy type happens to be a manifesting generator. Last time I said manifestor generator, but I was wrong. It's manifesting generator. So manifesting generator, they're multi-passionate people. Oh my gosh, I'm a passionate person and I like to start things and I never finish them, which is like, ouch, but also like, hey, that's okay, you're human. Okay, it was a great idea and someone else can run with it. I'm her. I am the idea. I am the one who's like, let's push this ball and see where it goes, you know? So also in human design, because I'm a manifesting generator, I am technically a mix of two other energy types. One being the manifester and the other one being the generator. And there's other ones called the reflector and another one called the projector, and they have their unique personalities and energy types and whatnot too, but this is mine. And so for generator, I wrote that generator do things that light them up, and I don't know how long I've been doing this. Well, I do know how long I've been doing this, but if you know me personally, and if I have not expressed it enough in my many talks on this here YouTube, I always talk about how I want to do things that bring me joy, that I don't know if I specifically said like that light me up, but like I don't ever want to or talked about things that are just like, it's such like a drab, and like I don't think anyone and if they do, then, you know, power to you. But also, like, I don't think anyone would want to do something that they don't want to do or is just like, you know, sucks. But yeah, I guess that's a given for everyone. But I'm really like adamant about like only do the things that you want to do. Like I already had enough of like, hey, actually I don't want to do this, so goodbye. So yeah, embrace doing the things that you want to do. As long as you're not hurting anyone else and yourself, I don't see the problem. Manifester. That is a person who's spontaneous changes of direction in life. I mean, this whole thing speaks for itself. At this point, I just be doing things. Like one moment I start vlogging, the next moment I'm done. Now I'm starting podcasts for the second time. And yeah, every day I wake up and it's just a new plan. Not everything gets done, but every day is different with somewhat of a routine. But that's besides the point. Yes. So, I mean, already starting off with like, wow, that's so her. That is so me. And I'm proud. And after hearing about this, I was like, it makes so much beeping sense now. And I told my therapist a little bit about this, but yeah, ever since then I was like, oh, well, I don't know why I'm putting a limit on myself, you know? Maybe it's because I've been brainwashed by society. But for a while, I just felt like I was really hindering myself and not knowing why and trying to figure out why. When at the end of the day, what I don't need to. And also I really needed to like break myself free once again. There's so many doors. She is locked up. But I am unlocking a new version of me every time and accepting that self that I thought I had to keep hidden away. Yeah. Anyways, so I wrote basically this whole mumble jumble up here of a manifesting generator is that I'm meant to create new paths, or the manifesting generators, they're meant to create new paths, and they think outside the box. and they really, I don't want to say emphasize, but in a lot of ways the aspect is that we are stepping into the unknown and we're not afraid. I mean, we are afraid, but we'd rather go in that direction than any other ones that we see that are basically predictable. We're a free spirit, okay? And we do what we want to do. And we mess around and then we find out. And sometimes we get hurt, but sometimes, and most times, we discover something. Whether it's a good thing or bad thing, you learn along the way. And we are learners of life. That's one thing for sure. So yes. Yeah, okay, next one. I'm really trying to work my way fast because like from this part it's like pretty like okay, whatever. But then when we get into this part, then it's like I got stories for you. Okay, so strategy type. I wish maybe I should pull up a thingy for, I guess it doesn't really matter. Because, I mean, if you're that curious, then, you will search it up yourself. So, if you feel compelled enough to, do the research. But I'm just telling you these little snippets. Strategy type. My strategy type is responding. Yeah, I feel like I need to talk about what the heck strategy type is. So, my body is telling me to do it. If we wait a little. Hold on. Everyone hold your horses. Hold your horses. I got y'all. Okay, strategy. How you make things happen most easily and effortlessly. And this is mine type, which is responding. So I only do things and things happen for me when I physically like instinctively feel like saying yes to doing something. Like if someone invites you somewhere or to go do something or to join a project or to take on something, and if I feel like, oh yeah, I like that idea, and I not only do I like it that idea in my head, but also like my whole entire body's like, yeah, I'm up for it. But if I'm like a little bit like a wishy-washy or just a little unsure and feeling like a no, then it's not really like not anything would really come out of it. Not like it's not good, but yeah, like nothing would really come out of it. But if there's something that I'm like, oh yes, like definitely I'm down for that, then something great will come out of that. So yeah, I'm a girl who just, listens to her gut, and I'll tell you my answer straight up. And I'd rather that than lie and force myself or anyone else into a situation that is not giving. If I'm going to be there, then I'm going to be there with the energy that I would like to be in and spread. And if I don't want to be there, then you're going to feel it. I'm going to feel it. It's just going to make everything sour. Everybody has those moments. And that is really powerful to me. Energy is sacred. And if I tell you yes, I will be there. I will try my best to be there. But if I tell you no, sorry, girl. So yeah, honesty is your best policy. And that also goes for like, everyday life. Not just going to places or being a part of like a collaborative work or project or anything like that, but also with like, what did I write? You don't have to know exactly what you want. Just follow the energy, and the universe will continue to put the things meant for you in front of you, and so on and so forth. Be honest with yourself. Okay. I don't know what I was saying. But we're going to move on because, you get it. And if you don't, that's okay. Because maybe your strategy type is different. Again, if you want to know what your human design is, look it up. I'm telling you what mine is because I only know from what I know, and that is myself. But maybe down the line, I might learn about everyone else, and maybe, I don't know, maybe your girl might be like, a teacher of some sorts. You never know. I was about to say knock on wood, because the idea right now is like, I don't know if I want to. But also, hey, you never know. You never know what life throws at you. Right now, it's a no, but in the future, maybe a yes. Only time will tell. Moving on, my signature. So your signature and also your not signature is the ways the universe shows you when you're not in or out of alignment, aka on the right track. So for me, my signature for letting me know I'm on the right track is satisfaction. And I'm not a hard girl to please, okay? The little things, it's the little things. But when I get frustrated, and I hate with fire, with passion. I hate being frustrated. And there are times, like, there are different levels of, like, for me getting angry or annoyed and then irritated and angry or upset. And then there's like frustration. Frustration is like at that top level, like, oh my God, I'm boiling. I need to get out of this situation right now or else I will scream. And there has been far and few moments where I've been frustrated, and it always leads me to just me being like, and then just like crying because I'm just like, I hate this. So yeah, really simple for me, for my type of personality. So satisfaction with the things that light me up, obviously, brings me joy, satisfaction at the end of the day. Hey, I'm an easy girl. It's not hard to put a smile on my face, as long as you be true to you, okay? And yeah, enjoy those little things in life. I don't know, I don't have to explain this. I talk about it every day. The main point of this podcast is to talk about those little things that bring me joy. So period. Now the things that bring me frustration. You know what I say. And at this point, I should just make it into everybody, what do I say? It's just as important to know what you don't like, just as much as you know what you do like. And boy, do I hate feeling frustrated. So that's when I'm not in alignment, which is clearly I don't even want to be aligned in it. I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to be touching it. If I feel any little eensy beensy weensy yellow polka dot bikini ounce of frustration, and that frustration is either also with irritation and feeling stuck or uninspired, and yeah. And it says, I also wrote down, in the book, it says, use this as a sign to change thoughts or situation. And girl, the moment I feel frustrated, the moment I'm just like, when I tell you my brain is working at 1,000,000 miles a second and the rest of me is like catching up to it, my brain is like, if I already know that I don't want to be in it, I just like put my little toe in it and I'm just like, hold on a second. Actually, before I go any further, it's a no for me, because I know if I keep going into it, it's just going to get harder and harder, and I literally have to remove myself. And it might be unprofessional, or it might be really just awkward, but someone's crying and that person is going to be me, and it always is. So I already know it, like immediately, like it's like the forces are like, no, and my body's like, go away. So yeah, which brings me to, we're getting to the good stuff. I wanted to talk about this because when I got to this part, I was like, hold the telephone, universe. Because when I was young, and I was just a little sheep learning about the world. And when I was still as strong as I am with my authenticity, and just, holding down the fort of me being me, when I was just like, a kid and not really having that much control or say with what I do and whatnot. And there are times when I have to listen to others, but it's like, things that I don't want to do, that don't light me up, and I can't say anything about it, and I just have to be like, yes ma'am, yes sir, and suck it up and go through it. And when I get to that point of frustration, it's not like that as often or as much now, but when I was younger, I want to say she was going up and down that scale of and there are some moments where I was hitting that top peak of frustration. And whenever I felt those moments happening, I would literally say out loud to myself, not screaming, but I would just blurt out oh my God, I hate feeling like this. I don't want to do this. And then I would say I feel frustrated, I hate feeling frustrated, I would just be I don't even have to describe it. Everyone's felt frustrated before. Everyone's gotten to that point of where you just so I don't want any part of this. I'm so upset. I'm all of the emotions that are negative, and I just need to take a step outside, touch a tree, and breathe for a second and collect my thoughts or cry it out. You guys know that feeling. That was me. I was I'm so frustrated. I need to find that video. There's a video of this girl, I think. I don't know. Or they, it doesn't matter. Who cares? And they were sitting in their car and they were I'm so frustrated. Me. And I just think it's so crazy how I was always past Karen. She knew. She was saying everything. I am really it's I'm multiple people. I am the past, present, and future. And she is just discombobulated all into this fleshy human. And she was way ahead of her times, way back before, and now in the present time being oh, it all makes sense. Crazy! Okay, so, period. Are you guys seeing the connection here? Life, she's crazy. Universe, she said you don't know, but you will. You will. If you keep your eyes open and your ears turned up all the way and just listen to yourself and listen to your heart and listen to your intuition, listen to your gut. The answers are all within you. Literally. It's crazy. I should be a motivational speaker or something. Maybe that would be my new niche. Maybe I'll start doing that on TikTok or something. I don't know. I'm just saying things. But you never know. You never know. Okay, anyways. I'm out of breath. Moving on. Authority. I don't really like the word authority, and I think it's because the system of America. But I'm liking this authority because my authority type is emotional authority, and boy, am I emotional as you've seen just now. So for human design, your authority is how to always know when the right decision is for you, or if the right decision is for you. Something along those lines. I wrote it on here. The right decision. And to determine that for me is emotional authority. I kind of sound like Kermit the Frog there for a second. That already, making sense with the responding, saying yes or no to things. If I feel like it, if I'm up for it, my body's, already responding and telling me, what the answer is. And also to just further confirm that is with my, satisfaction or frustration. And yeah, so emotional authority. That sums it up. I am an emotional gal, but that's a-okay. So basically my emotions are the CEO of my aura and my life. Whatever I'm feeling, you'll see it on my face, you'll feel it within or around me. Most of the time I'm confused and lost, and also just, staring off and not really thinking about anything. But, she's a blank slate, and whatever makes me feel good is colorful. Whatever doesn't, I want to set everything on fire. So the way you feel about something is not random. The way I feel about something is not random. It's the universe telling me the right way to go in a situation in life. Where was this? Where was this when I was going through a time when I was like, I don't know why I don't like this specific person. I can't put my finger on it, but my soul, something in there is like, do not trust this person. Something evil about their energy. And I was just like, say less. Hey, I don't like being around this person. My body already is like, reject, get out of here, get out of here, get out of the room. And this is just, maybe it sounds like crazy to some of you guys, but it is that feeling very close to frustration. I can't put a finger on it. If you, it's like the opposite of like knowing you met the one, except this is the feeling of knowing I don't want to be near this person. And I know it sounds negative now, but it could save it could save you time, energy, and maybe your life. And that is a special superpower, really, to like have that like detector in you just being like, yes, 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 no, 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 yes, 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 yes. That is the basic simple way I can say it. And I know I wrote a lot here, but it's just just saying the same thing. But I put star points because I was like, and this connects to this. So yes, what I wanted to say about emotional authority is that my whole entire life, and I've said it from when I was little all the way till now, and that is my imagination. Again with the imagination, but manifestation is imagination, manifestation, like they go hand in hand. I don't know what to tell you. My imagination, I used to say all the time, like it, and I think I mentioned it in my imagination episode, I'm not too sure, but I would say like those visions and just whatever I'm seeing in my mind's eye, like I feel it. The emotions it provokes me to cry, to smile, to get angry all of a sudden. It is very like I'm living in a different world at the same time. It's really weird, but it's also it's also crazy because I don't know. If you were in my body or if you also do this, then you would know. Like it is really visceral. So, yeah. Strange, don't know why, but also like there's a reason behind it all, isn't there? There's no such thing as coincidences. But yeah, I put a star here because I've always been saying this. I say my feelings, my emotions, my imaginations. It is stirring something in me and it washes over me and I am tainted with that until like the time and space like passes through and it like I want to say like how do you like dust off of me. It's still kind of there, but it's not as like coated on me as it was before. So yeah. And then another star I put is because you're so emotional, you need time to let your feelings simmer down, then to proceed with the answer you're satisfied with. And that is very true. And if you've been watching me for a long time, I have been very confused and very like up and down with what the heck I want to do with my life and how I'm feeling and just trying to figure out and navigate life altogether. And I have found that really going slow and steady, which I also starred over here, but you probably can't read it. Slow and steady for me really does win the race for me. The race that is, I'm not at the end yet, but so far has done so much in a lot of time, but in little time. It's very strange because when I'm not rushing myself and nothing is being rushed onto me is when I get like the best answers and just good things happen, and I make a lot of connections and I learn a lot of things without having to go about life or those lessons the hard way. So yeah, you know when they tell you to chew your food and eat slowly, it's like that, going through life trying to process it all slowly. What's the rush? And I've been saying this for a while. I don't know if I said it on here, but especially starting this whole journey, what is the rush? I get that life is short, but like so much happens when you take your time too, you know? It's really weird with time. It's like it depends on how you're looking at it because it's all happening fast, but it's all happening slow and it's all collapsing at the same time in this moment, you know? So yeah, that is my little spiel. Is this also connected to it? What did I put? I put a side note, but I don't know if it's connected to this or if it's connected to that. I only know so much and what makes sense. But feelings also knows too, and we gotta trust that. Yeah, period. I didn't put a star on this, I don't know why. Don't question your emotional wave. If it makes you happy, it makes you happy. If it makes you sad, it makes you sad. Just go with the flow and ride it out, girl. And then I put a star point. Slow and steady wins the race. In this process, especially. Yes, okay. So I put a little side note, but I want to talk about this part here, even though yeah. It's hard because in society and in this 3D world, everything is very much like whatever is attractive to the eye, and I feel, and it's probably not for everyone else in other parts of the world, but especially in America, we're really trained and brainwashed that if it's pleasing to the eye or to the majority or for the most popular person, that it must mean this, and it doesn't mean anything else. But that's not the case, and we really have to dissect these things because it could look nice, but if we don't carefully listen to our own body and our own thinking and stay open and curious, but also listening to our natural instincts because we're animals too, you never know, you might eat a poison fruit. You know, it looks nice, it looks delicious, but she gonna kill you. You never know. Just a little food for thought, and that coincides with my side note being like pretty privileged. Like, there are pretty people out there, but you know, just because you're pretty on the outside doesn't mean that you're pretty on the inside either, you know? And that reminds me, because like there's so much of outside surface of like, oh, they look nice, but then inside, what if they're just empty? What if they're just soulless and have no personality, which is, in my opinion, for the most part, in most cases, no personality. Like, ha ha ha, but also like, what's your niche? What's your deal? What's the authenticity? What makes you different? Like, yeah, you're pretty, but not for long when you die. Well, not when you die, because you don't really see, and no one really sees you because then we'll all be dead. But when obviously we all get to an old age, if we're lucky enough, we're not gonna stay pretty looking like that forever, you know. So like, what are the goods in the inside? Like a piñata, you know. I'm not saying I'm gonna beat you down, but you know, as time passes and things wear down, if it's not giving, it's not giving, and that goes for people, you know. So yeah, I don't know if what I said in that moment makes sense or connects to any of this, but I was just like, a little food for thought. Yeah, okay. I'm trying to do my best to make this not go to an hour mark, but we're already halfway there, and we're at the last part, and I'm trying to get through with this. Okay, so my profile. I'm a profile 5/1. I don't know if that's how the human design community pronounces it, but I am a 5/1 profile. And my profile basically stands for persona/personality. Yeah. So I am 5/1, the challenge solver. And when I saw that, I was like, please, I don't want no more challenges. But as I was writing it, and as I was reading it and going through it in the book, I was like, oh, I am a challenge solver. I don't know about the solver part, but one thing for sure is at the end of the day, as much as I don't like the idea of a challenge, I would rather take the challenge than, you know, go through something I already know. And there are moments when it's like, okay, you know, easy peasy lemon squeezy, but then when I'm in it, I'm just like, boring, soulless. The beige is like starting to creep in and into the frame, and she's starting to taint me, and I feel it. I'm starting to lose myself, like, who am I anymore? Not this colorful person. Oh my gosh, what was my goals again? Oh my god, I'm disappearing. Who am I even? And then I have to remember and be like, Bee, you're Karen, and you have all of these aspirations and goals and ideas, and you gotta share them with the world. Yeah. So, I need to read more into it, but I was just copying whatever I saw in the book that I was like, okay, write this down. So 5 basically means the liberator, and 1 means the knowledge seeker. And together, it means I'm a fixer/problem solver, which, you know, in my personal life and in many others, boy, do we like to fix things. Do we feel the need to fix things? I don't know if anyone else can relate. I feel like probably many of you have this where we feel the need to fix and try to solve, but it's like, hey girl, you just gotta let it go. But that is besides the point. That was just a side tangent, but when I saw that, I was like, I need to learn how to not fix everything, because even though I could, you know, sometimes there's no point. You gotta pick and choose your battles, and some of them is just gonna waste your time and energy. So yeah, I am a curious person. I am constantly curious and thorough. I love to do my research. If I was to go into the sciencey or STEMmy part of the fields, I'd probably be a researcher, because I just love looking things up that I'm interested in. Of course. As you can see, I'm crazy. Yeah, I like to do things differently, and I dare to go against the grain. I come up with creative solutions. And that is true. I can't give you any examples, but the main example is, hey man, I am going against the grain, and I like to do things difficult, because how many years has it taken me till now to like kind of figure out what the heck I want to do, but everything is all still up in the air, because, you know, what is life besides living? Society. yeah, creative solutions, all of this good stuff. You get the gist. Um, yeah. And just because you could solve it doesn't mean you should take it on, because you can't do everything. Just do what you want and can. Protect your energy. Energy equals currency. At the end of the day, energy is currency. You're going to put your energy into it, then girl, that's what you're going to get. That's what you bought into. You want to put your energy into the BS, then you're just going to have to, take the BS. I don't know what to tell you. It's a tit for tat, You give what you get. You get what you give. You know what I'm saying? Pick and choose your battles, people. Pick and choose your battles. Okay. And then the last part I wrote was after reading this whole part, and I want to say essentially all together, was basically like, I'm like a scientist. I'm like a little alchemist. I'm like a little inventor. And I like to test and try things and figure out why things are, and just like peel back the layers and then fold them back forward and be like, oh, but you know what, if we did this differently, maybe this would be different. But these are all just ideas in my head. So yeah. And what else did I put? But don't get ahead or controlling. Yeah, I need to like figure out how to control myself. Because one thing about me is my emotions. I really am like, get the ball rolling. And then my emotions like, what? You said get the ball rolling? Light her up, guys. Put that fuel in. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And then the fire. And then like the ball is now not only a rolling ball, but it's now a rolling ball of fire. And where will that land? Probably up in the air and then like splat right on the ground. And then I'm like, why'd I do that? Can't control everything. I really need to pull it back here and there, mostly everywhere, and really zone in. Okay. So the video stops because so much storage, but I deleted it, so we're almost at the end anyway. But what I was saying was that I was going basically off in a tangent with my rolling ball of fire, and that sometimes it aims close to the target, but other times and most times, just as she's getting closer and closer to the target, she is landing not on the target and splat on the dirt ground, fire out, and we got to make a new one. And that's okay. That's all right. That's a part of who I am. I light things up and I like to start different things. And, I just gotta follow and go with my feelings. And I am getting closer and closer with my alignment when I do the things that I want to do, and take the time to process that, to make sure, like, are you sure you want to do this? Okay. Slow and steady wins the race. Keep that momentum. Yes. Okay, so what was the other thing I was talking about? Okay, yes, constantly curious person. Yeah. I could definitely be like a research person if I was in the STEM world. Because as you can see, I'm crazy. Yeah. And also, most very important, like I said before, just because you could save it or solve it doesn't mean that you should take it on. You can't do everything. Just do what you want and can. Protect your energy. Energy is currency. Whatever you are going to give out is going to come back to you. Okay? So really think about what you're putting your energy towards, what you're putting your thoughts towards, your words towards, your time towards, all of that. We have everything. The power is within us. You just have to choose where you're going to put that energy and that fuel and that power, where you're going to put it. And wherever you put it, it's just going to continue to grow. You heard? Yeah, and then for this last part that I put was that I am basically a scientist, an alchemist, if you will, because I like to mess around. I like to find out. And sometimes I learn the hard way. Sometimes, and especially nowadays, it's easier to learn. Still working on the communication part, but for the most part, we're building it up the right way this time, and learning new things along the way. And what we love to do, we love to learn. But what I need to try not doing is getting ahead of myself or being controlling, which is who I am at a fault. Sometimes I like to get ahead of things, but I want to say I can't help it because, like I said, my brain, she is already ahead. She is in the future. She's 10 days ahead, and my body is like catching up, and my feelings are like, hold on, girl. Like, dang. Like, maybe it's a yes in the future, but right now it's a no. I'm sorry, it's a no. So yeah, and controlling, we can't control everything, obviously. And then I put in the end, like, you just have to let things happen the way that they're gonna happen. You can't control everything from the beginning to the very end. What's meant for us will come to us, and what's not meant for us, the roads, they change, the paths, they change, the wind will blow in any direction, and you just gotta hold on to yourself and follow along through with it. What the heck am I saying? I don't know, but I feel like you get the gist. Or I kind of get the gist of what the heck I just said. And at the end I put, remember that everyone's got a role. Yours isn't to carry it all on your shoulders. That really helps a lot, especially nowadays, because I am a girl who's ridden with guilt and burden. And I feel like as a fixer and problem solver, I feel, especially with the energy that I have and the capability that I know is within me, I feel like I could do these things, but that doesn't mean that I should do those things. It's like, sure, it'll make other people happy and whatnot, but I have to live for myself and make myself happy and do what I can for myself, for the sake of myself, because I am the one who's living and continuing to wake up day in and day out. And it really helps to know that, there's a bunch of people in the world. You're not the only one. You don't have to be the sole person to be the superhero. When I was gonna say, if there's a will, there's a way, and everyone's got a will, and everyone will find their way. So you just gotta follow yours, and if it's a yes or if it's a no, that is on your own discernment, and don't feel bad about that. If that's a problem, then the other person can bring it up. But in the meantime, you gotta keep it moving, keep it pushing, and keep on trying to, be happy about it. Not every day will you be happy. Sometimes you will have your emotions and you just gotta, ride the wave. But when those happy times come again, boy, do they feel great, and boy, do you learn a lot more through living. And stopping to smell the roses and admiring, the little things and the space in between. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. Very exciting. Where will I go from here? Who knows? But I just wanted to mention that because it makes more sense to me now. Because with the astrology one, I was like, because my planets and my Aries moon, and the moon is emotional and Aries is very passionate, which also connects to this, but yeah, it means this and this. And as much as it means this and this, it means a lot of other things too, but it doesn't mean that I'm completely that. And this is definitely the wash in the background in makeup terms. That is what I needed, because I had the details, but I just didn't have the setting. and I didn't have like the wall color to help fill it in and make it make sense. And now it's definitely making sense. Still confusing, but I'm not draining myself because of it. So, yeah, that's where your girl's at. If you're interested, look it up. Look up yours. It's not that hard. If there's a will, there's a way, and you can find out, and you can do your research, and I highly recommend it. I will let you guys know if I become a human design teacher and when I will start providing services, but that is not any time in the near future, just so you know. That is just a random thought and idea. Will it get the ball rolling? Again, with a girl like me, with Karen, you never know. And that's all, folks. That was this week's episode. If you had a great week / Valentine's, Galentine's, not a real holiday times, I hope you had a great week. And if you didn't, I hope your weekend will be great. And that is all. Thanks for watching. Bye.